Let's start with the windows of the building in front of which we now find ourselves. The facade of the building attracts attention with its rich, eclectic sculptural decoration, especially with fanciful mascarons, what means grotesquely twisted sculptures of human faces. The window openings are shaped differently on each floor. The window carpentry also takes a sophisticated shape. This is a 3-story tenement house built at the end of 19th century. It was designed by Gustav Landau Guttentegger for the merchant Dawid Tempel. At the time, Sienkiewicz Street was called Wild, supposedly because of its wild overgrown appearance. After independence in 1919, it was honored with the name of Nobel Prize winner Henryk Sienkiewicz. In fast-growing Łódź, the demand for flats was huge. Of course, not just any worker could afford to live in such a grand representative tenement house. The spacious flats were intended for families of Łódź intelligentsia, doctors, lawyers, or senior officials. It is through the characteristic windows of this building that Inspector Adam Kruk, the main protagonist of the series Raven Whispers Are Heard After Dark, directed by Maciej Pieprzyca, the role of Kruk is played by Michał Żurawski. When he wakes up in the morning in his flat, we see a sore, tired guy. He is talking in the kitchen with his wife Anna, played by Katarzyna Wajda, who is a teacher. It is today that Adam is to visit her class and talk about his work. However, when Kruk is left home alone, trouble begins. Addicted to pain-killing opioids, he ingests them to get through another day. At the same time, he dumps psychotropic drugs in the bathroom sink. Suddenly, a little boy with glasses appears in the bathroom, who, by playing a harmonica, opens a symbolic door to the past. We learn that both Adam and his old friend Sławek were brought up in an orphanage in Białystok. When we find ourselves back in Kruk's flat in Łódź, we see Anna placing plates of soup on the table. Meanwhile, on the balcony, Sławek is playing his indispensable harmonica, and in the background we can see former building of the Textile Headquarters. Adam explains to his wife that he has to go to Białystok for a month to solve a cigarette smuggling case, as ordered by his superior. The situation is tense. Anna is expecting a baby and does not want to be left alone at this point. Kruk, assured that they will have time to do everything when he returns, decides to go. The viewer is aware that Inspector Kruk's motivation for going to his hometown has a different basis. He gathers the strength to confront his dark and painful past, and his partner and main catalyst for this crusade is Sławek. From this point onwards, the action moves to eastern Poland, and the atmosphere thickens from episode to episode. After the premiere of the first season, the series about the fate of Inspector Adam Kruk was hailed by reviewers as one of the best Polish crime series. The very beginning, when the sequence of first shots is accompanied by the text of Danuta Wawiłow's poem Jak tu ciemno, spoken by a frightened child, evokes shivers. Jakub Korolczuk's script is structured as it were a film divided into 6 episodes. The plot concerns 3 criminal cases, which intertwine as the action unfolds. The present intertwines with the past, and with every passing minute, until the very end, new pages are revealed, filling in the gaps and forming a complete story. The first episode is a sort of introduction of the characters, but the scriptwriter doesn't waste too much time introducing them. The main character, Inspector Adam Kruk, has a real talent for solving puzzles, something of a sixth sense. One glance at the color opens up some kind of extra third eye in Kruk. Adam's wife Anna is perhaps the brightest point in his biography. It is her that Kruk ultimately finds solace for his troubled soul. The climate of eastern Poland adds to the dark atmosphere of the series. It appears to the viewer as a mysterious land, full of hanging mists, tall grasses, silent lakes. As if somewhere in the east, on the borderland, it was easier to hide evil. The cinematography by Jan Holoubek, otherwise a director of stylish and dark series, and Witold Płóciennik further enhanced this experience. Bartosz Hajdecki's music, which weaves folkloric motifs into the track, has a similar effect. Lullaby for a Raven, Czorny Woron litaje, which is the leitmotif of the entire season and is stylized into Podlasie folk songs, was sung in Podlasie Ukrainian dialect by the Białystok group Południce. Do you now feel a shiver run down your spine when you look at the mascarons at the top of the windows above your heads?